So excited to share with you guys what is in our December decorating kit. You'll open it up and you'll find your icing colors, a little packet of white sanding sugar. It's going to act as some snow. I'm going to set these off to the side. There's this little miniature edible marker that we'll add some final details with. And then the cookies. So I'm going to take these out. I have, along with that stuff, so what's not included in the kit, I have one of my metal trays here that I'm going to lay the cookies on. You can just lay them on some wax paper, a paper towel, paper plate, whatever you have available. So I have those set out. So the shapes we have here are a little Christmas tree, an ornament. This is going to be like a door and a little tree next to the door. This is going to be a Christmas present, and this is going to be a cute little pillow. I also have a paper towel here because I'm going to scoot that up, and when I work on cookies, I'll set them on my paper towel. Now you can put them all on the paper towel and just like rearrange them as you're working, but since I'm videoing, I just want these up and out of the way. I also have a scribe. You can use a toothpick. And then I have one of my eco-friendly towels that is dampened because I just like wipe the icing off with it, or sometimes I wipe the piping bag on it. So you can just use a wet paper towel too. And then I also have, this is a little sprinkle tray, so that when we do the snow, I don't get the sanding sugar all over. You can use a paper plate, paper towel, whatever you have available to you. So that's everything you need. Oh, and a pair of scissors. We are going to start with our door cookie, and we're going to do this little pot beneath this tree. We're going to do that brown. So we're going to do this part first so it has time to dry before adding in the white door. So I'm just going to outline it. And you can see down here, the cookie kind of comes down just a tiny bit further. And that's where your box will go. And then I'm just going to fill this in. This is actually just extra brown icing that I had from a previous order. So it's been sitting for about a week and a half, but looks like the consistency is still great. So after this dries, we'll probably add some type of texture. Maybe we'll add lines to make it look like a wooden palette box. I'm not too sure yet. Now we're going to set this cookie aside and start on another one. I have my washing machine going, and I'm really hoping that it's not going to interfere with the sound. Also, my little guy Murdo is here, so if you hear anything in the background, that's what it is. We're going to do the pillow cookie next. We're just going to do the outline, and I'll tell you why we're not going to flood it right away. So with this cookie, I'm going to start here. I'm just going to outline. And we're going to add some little creases. So I'm going to pull that down and past. And then I'm going to go down like this. And then we're going to let this dry before we flood the cookie in. And it's going to give like a little bit of that tufting that you get with a cookie or with a pillow that makes it look like soft and squishy. Hopefully it will make more sense once we finish it. And I'm gonna do another one here. Let's see, I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna pull that through. So when we go and outline this cookie, we'll outline around all of these lines, and so these little lines are gonna provide some definition for us. So fingers crossed. I've never decorated this cookie before. This is the first time, and you guys are learning right with me. Now we're gonna work on this cute little minimalistic tree. And there were so many things I wanted to do with this one, but this is what I decided on. We're gonna do this cookie in sections like we did the pumpkins in the last two classes. And I'm gonna do kind of like a curvy line here and then fill it in. Maybe. Got a piece of sugar stuck in there. Okay, fill this in. And then I'm going to go down here and do this section. And you can do a line straight across here too. I debated on doing that. And your curvy lines don't have to be even or anything. Make sure you add that curvy line. Okay. And fill that part in. And then we're going to let these two sections dry for just a few minutes while we work on another cookie, so that we get the definition between the two, or between all the different sections, just like we did for the pumpkins. So I'm going to use my scribe. I'm actually going to fill that in. I don't really like that. Pull that down a little bit more. And we're going to add some, when done, we're going to add some like stringing lights across there. So next we're going to do our present, which is just the square, and we're going to use this beautiful peachy orange color. Gotta cut a hole in my piping bag quick. And this cookie is just simple outline and flood. And when it's completely dry, we're going to add, here, fix that up there. And I put more pressure on the bag when I'm flooding than when I am just piping or doing the outline. When this completely dries, we're going to use that little edible marker to add some pretty details to the wrapping paper, this peach. And then we'll add a bow. Okay. Flooding this in. As you can see, it's not totally perfect. Just gonna go back in, fill in some icing where it was missing some. Okay. And then I have my scribe to smooth it out even more. And then sometimes I give my cookie a little shake like this, and it smooths it out. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see it. I think that light might be glaring. Okay, that's really dark. We'll try this. I do have some lines in my icing, and that's because my icing was starting to separate. I squished it a little bit in the bag, but honestly, it's not gonna hurt you at all. So let's work on this ornament. We're gonna do some fun wet on wet techniques, but first we're just gonna start by outlining it in white. I'm gonna start over here, go up here. I'm not gonna do that top little part because that's like where the hook would go. I'm gonna get down there the best that I can. Fix that quick. Then I'm just gonna flood this all in. So you could, if you think you have enough icing, you could do this ornament in the peach color or the light green. You could do it 3 different colors. You can do 2 different colors. You can do whatever you want. You're free to get creative. These bigger cookies, my hand does start to cramp a little bit, especially when I have a smaller hole cut in the bag. And this cookie you want to work fairly quickly because we're going to do some wet on wet technique, and I don't want that other icing to crust over. You can see it's already starting to. So spread that out, smooth it out as best as I can. Give it a little shake like I did with the present cookie. Quick shake. Set it back down, and I'm going to take this pretty peach color and I'm going to do some big dots in the middle. Line straight down like that. I'm going to do some smaller dots in between. Give it another little shake. Smooth it out a little bit. And I actually think, I'm not going to do that quite yet. I think I'll do some lines down here. And then you can drag your toothpick or scribe through there, and see the icing was starting to crust a little bit, but that's okay. I'll just give it a little shake. And then you kind of get that swirly chevron style going on up there. Let's see. I think I'm gonna add some details to the top of it after, actually, you know what? I'll add them right now. And then I'll probably do some more stuff over the top after it's dried. So this ornament, you can really do whatever you want. I'm just gonna do some lines like that. I think the sections of our tree have dried long enough that we can fill in the other two. Go in between there.
Mommy.
Yeah, buddy.
Mommy, I got this one.
Cool. Okay. Oh gosh. Sorry about that. So we're gonna fill these two sections in, and I'm gonna try to keep Murdo from crying for you guys. Fill in the bottom section. Whoops, got a little wonky with my line there. I'm gonna put a new one, and I'll just scrape that off. There we go. Fixed. And then fill this in. All right. So we'll let this dry, and we'll add details in a little bit. We're going to outline and flood our door. I think the brown has dried enough, but we still might experience some bleeding from the brown to the white, but it'll turn out okay. So I'm gonna go up and pull that over, and then bring it down like that. And then I'm fill in. Okay, there you go. And this space up here we'll do later. That's going to be some snow. Get this smoothed out as best as I can. And then I'm going to give it a shake. There. Time for our pillow cookie. I have my white icing, but we're going to do some wet on wet plaid. So I have the dark green. I need to cut it. And I have the light green ready to go. So I'm going to cut a small hole in my green, the dark one, so that it's ready when I need it. And so, let's do this pillow cookie. Okay. So we're just gonna fill it in like we do all of our other cookies. And we're gonna go around these lines. Kind of leave a little space in there so it doesn't completely cover up the line. I'll go back in with my scribe and get it closer to here. So I'll go like this to really fill those in without actually covering up the line. So, okay. And again, since we're doing wet on wet, I actually cut a bigger tip in my bag. I realized the white, we're not doing very many details with it, so we can go with a little bit bigger tip. So I'm flooding away. Okay, almost ran out of icing actually. So, give it a quick smooth. Oh, I didn't get that all the way over. There we go. Quick shake. And now, I'm gonna take my light green. Actually, I'm gonna do my dark green. I'm just gonna pipe lines. This dark green that I'm using was leftovers again from Thanksgiving, so it's a little bit thicker. What I will send to you guys will be a little bit thin. So I'm just doing straight lines down like this. And I'll probably do one more. And then we're going to go across this way. I'm probably just going to do two. Then we're going to take the light green and we're going to go between the dark green lines. Could also use the peach color here. You can make your lines any color. You could use the brown, the peach, any of the greens. And there. And give it a little shake again. But so the lines will continue to settle and it'll be flush against the cookie. But do you see how like the lines that we made before we flooded creates that definition and kind of makes it look like a fluffy pillow? There. I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. I'm going to flood one last final section. We're going to do this white. And I really hope I have enough icing, you guys. But we're going to put our tree over top of it. And I just want to fill this in with white because when we do our tree branches, I want them to be the same level as like because the tree branches will extend over the door, so I just want them to be at the same level. Okay. Okay, this is where we are at right now, and I'm going to let these dry for probably until at least tonight. The only one that, like, if we're gonna add the details with the edible marker, this one needs to be almost completely dry. This cookie's finished, actually. You could add whatever you wanted to the pillow. You could finish this one by putting the hook on right away if you just want to fast forward in this video. You could finish this one right away and the tree cookie right away, but I would definitely recommend just taking a break and letting them dry for a bit before we finish the rest of the cookies. Okay, now I've let these cookies set overnight, but again, you don't need to wait that long, especially for this one. You can do this one right away. We're just gonna add a string of lights, kind of just crisscrossing down the tree. We're gonna go with the brown, and then with our peach color, the dark green, and the white, we're just gonna, I'm probably gonna go like bigger on the peach and just kind of going randomly. Adding them all the way down the tree. I'll add one final one right there. Go back in with my green. I'm going to do a little bit smaller. And gotta remember I'm going to add the white still. I'm going to do a green one there. And then back in with my white. I'm going to go even smaller. Just filling in wherever I want. You can make a pattern if you want. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. And then I'm just going to do really small dots just to really fill it in. No, I didn't really want to put one there, but oh well. There. And that Christmas tree is done. For our ornament, I think I'm going to use this darker green, and I'm just going to do a round hook up here, just like that. And then, trying to decide what I want to do. If I want to add some more, here, let's see. Maybe we'll go like this with the white line there, white line down here. I'm actually going to take my little baggie of sprinkles here. I might have to make my line bigger. I'm going to put it on my tray that I have. Remember, you can just use a simple paper plate, but I'm just going to sprinkle them on top. And some's going to land on the hook because we just did that. I'm not going to do very much. Let's see what that looks like. It added just a little bit of glitter. You can go back and like pipe more on top of these dots. I thought would be fun to give it more dimension, but I'm actually just gonna leave it just like that. Okay, now our door, you want to make sure that this is completely dry because we're going to be adding snow and more of the glitter up there. So make sure this is completely dry, otherwise the sprinkles will stick to this. And so I have my cookies setting on my tray so that I don't get the sprinkles everywhere. And we're just gonna add some icing to the top up here. I have this hole cut really small, but it'll work. So I filled that part in, but we're also gonna come down a bit. So it's like snow hanging over the door. Then with my sprinkles, just gonna cover it just like that. Then dump the excess off, and there's snow on top of our door. We're gonna keep working on this cookie. I'm going to use my brown, and I think I'm going to just give this a small outline. And just add some lines. And then up here, you can do a couple different wreaths. Actually, yeah, I think we'll use the green. Well, first, we're gonna do this tree. So I'm going to do a line down to the bottom. I kind of made it thicker down at the bottom, or attempted to. And then you're just gonna make a bunch of lines coming out. And they're gonna kind of slant upwards. I'm just gonna make a bunch all the way up to the top. And this green is a little bit thicker, so I'm gonna go through and layer a few more strands right over. Okay, I'm probably going to turn this a little bit just so it's easier for me. This is, actually, I might turn it back this way. I'm trying to make it somewhat even. Actually, we're gonna turn this way. So that the branches on this side aren't sticking out way more than the branches on this side. And remember to go smaller as you get to the top. Kind of getting a little bit sloppy there. My lines aren't as thin as the other side. Just gonna fill in. Okay, let's see how that looks. Let's go add a little bit of length on this side. Going up. You know what? I say that's pretty even. It's not perfect, but it'll work, right? Okay. Then I'm gonna cut my hole a little bit bigger. Actually, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna do dots going in a circle, and this is gonna be our wreath on our door. And I'm just gonna do a circle just like that for now, and then go in, just kind of fill in around there. And keep filling in. We're gonna go in with our green, maybe our white.
Mommy, I pee.
Oh no, okay. Okay, Myrtle, hold on, honey. It's a little bit of real life for you in the background. There, filled it out pretty nicely. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna take care of my kid quick. All right, I'm back. We are going to add some paneling to our door. And I'm just gonna go with simple one there. Just like that. I think I'll give it a peach doorknob, just because I think that'll be fun. Peach doorknob, go about right there. Um, we'll add some more light green in here. Just a few little dots. Maybe some white. Okay. And I feel like we should put something up here. Maybe some more paneling would have gone right here if our wreath wasn't in the way. Could do something like that, and then some over here. It comes up. There. Actually, I might go down with my edible marker. I might see if I could make little dots here, so it looks like nails. Like these were boards that were nailed together. And I might, since that worked, go like this, make so they're like different sized boards. And then do some more dots. Yeah, I like that. Cute. You could add some, I'm sorry, I just keep thinking of things because, I mean, why not? Should we add some coral in there? This pretty color. Okay. I'm putting this cookie away before I decide to do anything else, but I think it turned out super cute. Last cookie, and to start with, we're gonna do a fun little pattern with your edible marker. That's why you want to make sure this has completely dried, preferably overnight. Now you can do polka dots, you can do stripes. I saw a cute design that was like little tiny Christmas trees. And I'll try to post some inspiration too in the group because you can like do some really fun stuff on here. Okay, but I'm gonna do just kind of like a little chevron pattern. I'm gonna do 3 of them and then go down a little further. And you can tell that this is not perfect by any means. You want to push pretty lightly on the cookie. I'll show you why here in a second. If you push too hard, it'll kind of break through the icing and do that. And it'll also do that if your cookie isn't dry all the way, if that top layer isn't dry. So I'm going to put the lid on that, and I'm going to go grab my brown here. And we're going to do a line across the middle. I'm actually going to cover up that spot I made. And then a line going down, and you can do it off-centered a little bit. Then I'm going to do like a, here. I'm going to do a floppy bow. Gonna do a loop on that side, and a loop that goes across here, and then just a line down and a line down. And you can leave it just like that. I might try to add a little bit of greenery. I might end up ruining it. That's okay if I do. I'm going to do line down the middle, line coming up here. I'm seeing this on a lot of cookies right now, a lot of actual, what's it called? Actual presents that people are posting online. So I'm just kind of doing sprigs going out that way. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit more. Like you added a little bit of greenery to your ribbon before tying it. So I actually don't love it with that, but it's still cute. And that is our set. I hope you guys had fun. We'll see if I can get them laid out here. Our pillow, so cute. Let's see here. There's that. Our ornament. You could do so many fun things with these. There's our final set.